Okay. I would have liked to hear from the government that they have accepted the demonstrations to go on and give guidelines on how to behave in the demonstrations, of which if anybody goes against the laid down regulations or other plans on how to carry out on the demonstrations, then that would mean, they will take an action against that. So that was I was expecting from the government.
Gentlemen, I want us to look into the second story that we have for you this morning, which is going then to guide the next part of our conversation, which is essentially then looking at exactly how the president himself is feeling about today's demos. Let's take a look.
Only hours into the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya national mass action led by Raila Odinga, President William Ruto has put the ODM leader on notice, insisting that the government will firmly deal with violence during the demonstrations.
Mimi nataka niwaulize maaskofu, haya mambo ya maandamano, nyinyi mtaomba Mungu, sisi tutapambana na hawa. Mr. Raila Odinga has no reason whatsoever. He doesn't have a reason to terrorize the country with violence, demonstrations, and chaos. He has absolutely no reason. I have tried to listen to him, what he is saying. He is telling us he doesn't believe in IEBC. He doesn't believe in the Supreme Court. He believes in a whistleblower. And that's the reason he wants to terrorize the country with violence and chaos.
Addressing a congregation in Nandi County, Ruto castigated the former premier for resorting to protests, insisting that he will not be cowed as it is his mandate to protect every Kenyan.
Mimi nataka niwahakikishie Wakenya ya kwamba huyu muungwana tunamjua. Ametesa watu wa Nyanza. Amefanyia watu wa Nyanza fujo, vita, maandamano. Amewauzia uoga mpaka karibu awafanye kuwa watumwa. Na sasa anataka kueneza hiyo mambo ya fujo na vita na mambo hiyo ya kutisha watu na kupiganisha watu, aeneze kwa Kenya mzima. Mimi nataka niwaambie hiyo hatutaruhusu na haitawezekana na haitafanyika.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua on his path rubbished the talks of another handshake, hitting out at former President Uhuru Kenyatta.
How ungrateful can you be with your brother Uhuru Kenyatta to fund Azimio to create chaos in Nairobi, to come and destroy property? But please, Uhuru Kenyatta, nakuomba, within the few remaining hours, look for your brother, tell him to stop that nonsense.
Leaders of majority in both houses called out Raila Odinga and his troops, urging the president to stand firm.
Najua mimi nikiwasikiza wale viongozi wa Azimio wanasema ni haki yao kuandamana na kwamba it is provided for by the constitution. Na mimi nakubaliana nao, nasema hiyo ni kweli kabisa. But I want to challenge them also to stop reading the constitution the way some drunkards read the Bible. Raila Odinga is a mercenary for hire. And the person who is bankrolling these demonstrations is your predecessor, Mr. President.
Your Excellency, tunaomba ya kwamba huyo Raila Odinga aheshimu constitution in its entirety na tutaweza kuelewana.
Ruto was accompanied by various leaders, including Musalia Mudavadi, various cabinet secretaries and political leaders. Ian Keitani, Look Up TV.
Really setting stage for what is going to be quite a day today, as the leaders were ripping into perspectives in exactly how we should understand the date. If you listen to Dr. President William Ruto right there, LS, yes, is a man who's saying, well, ujamaa metesa watu wa Nyanza. He's also even said, tunamjua. So we're not going to allow this kind of nonsense in this country. But then, whether we like it or not, today, Alice, the demos have been organized, and we do expect that they're going to go on. Is it a battle that the president himself can actually decide to end by maybe finding one way or another a way to sit down with the opposition leader?
Yeah, I think the president has a way to settle all such chaos. Yeah, with him calling for a dialogue talk with our chief opposition of all time, Raila Odinga. But what I'd like to say is William Ruto is a man of his own action and words. He's a man who wishes to hear, he listens. But what Raila Odinga wants is behind the scene. And that's what William Ruto as the president is against.
What does Raila Odinga want?
Obviously that's a handshake. That's a handshake.
Yeah.
Something that he is used to. Time out. You can see what happened during the 2017-2022 reign of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Such things Raila Odinga began. And because it was Uhuru, he decided to say, let me take a handshake with my brother. And you can tell the results after the handshake. In fact, Raila Odinga should be disappointed, and I can't frame it, but that guy is the one who is indeed taking Kenya to where it is at the moment. Raila Odinga took a handshake with Uhuru. You saw the negative. In fact, I won't say the handshake had any positive impact. Right now, he's there marching on the streets, claiming President William Ruto amechukua uchumi, ameweka sijui wapi, nothing like that. Yeah. Raila Odinga should be questioned on such because he was there. Yeah.
But then, Elias, how do we understand this? Because if I go back to whatever Raila Odinga has been saying, he's actually said, I do not want a handshake. He's on record saying that. I do not want a handshake. And if you listen to whatever Dr. President William Ruto is also talking about, he's also saying, we will not sit down with him. There's no handshake in this government. DP, Rigathi Gachagua, is actually said, there is no way I would allow my president to actually give him something out of this government that we fought for. So when you say that we do what Raila Odinga wants, when Raila Odinga said, I do not want a handshake, what are we talking about here?
Actually, those are the kicks of a dying horse. Just the way I've informed you, Raila Odinga knows who William Ruto is. Ruto is a man of his words and his stand. Now that he has realized that there is no handshake, he's now coming to media saying, no, mimi sitaki handshake.